With the entire cryptocurrency market still extremely fearful, everybody's wanting to know, is this the end? Is this the end? Are we going to finally crash and burn forever? No, guys. Look at the top left-hand side of the screen there. Cryptocurrency is a $3 trillion industry. This is not something that's just going to disappear overnight. A lot of people want to instill this fear that because it's on the internet, because it's digital, because it's not physical, that of course it can end without reason. That's not going to be the case, right? We're not going to see $3 trillion wiped out overnight. But with that, people still should understand Shiba Inu coin, meme coins, Bitcoin, and so on. They are very speculative, right? And I want to talk a little bit about that in the video, but we're also going to be going over some key levels that Shiba Inu coin needs to maintain if, of course, we expect it to move higher. So let's talk about it. If it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching this video. It is on Claybro Clips, not the Claybro channel. I can post on there soon, and of course, we're going to be consistent on both channels moving forward. So if you want to click that subscribe button, thank you guys very much for doing it. But I do want to say this. YouTube is cracking down on cryptocurrency content. You've even seen some of the largest people in the entire space getting strikes, unprovoked strikes, unjustified strikes, and unexplained strikes on their content. Now, with that, I want to be very clear. What is permitted? General discussions, educational content, news, and discussions about cryptocurrency. That's all that this is, okay? Yes, we are going to be going over some of the latest news and what the analysts say. Yes, we're going to be going over some of the prices. And yes, I'm going to be adding my commentary. But I want to be explicitly clear. Nothing in this video is a recommendation, a promise, a promotion, a suggestion, or anything other than a discussion. It is that simple. You guys are responsible for making your own decisions. Yes, we're going to be talking about what I am doing, but do not let that influence what you are doing. So with that, right, and I do want to say sorry. I truly do feel like I'm insulting your guys' intelligence and your ability to make your own decisions, but YouTube's making it an absolute priority, right? It's inexplicable what they're doing, and they say that it's, whatever, it's a whole rabbit hole. I'm not going to go down it in this video, but nonetheless, understand that you're making your own decisions with it. Now, it says Shiba Inu coin remains vulnerable unless it reclaims this key resistance level. So let's talk about this key resistance level. Shiba Inu coin is showing a modest rebound in the last 24 hours, specifically as Shiba Inu coin posted a 1.7% gain as it attempts to stabilize after a period of broader market weakness that took Bitcoin below $83,000. The meme coin is trading at between a range of 789 to 841 points per coin, and despite a short-term uptick, Shiba Inu coin still remains under pressure on the higher time frames. Now, right now, you can see that Shiba Inu coin has had a very nice bounce over the last 3 days, but of course the volatility today is bringing it back down. After reaching 882 points per coin last night, it is now sitting at 834 points per coin. That is, of course, after Bitcoin hit about 88,000, and of course is sitting at about 87,000 at the moment. Ethereum was very close to $3,000 per coin, sitting at $29.20 at the moment. So we are having some volatility as the fear and the emotion are driving retail investors to make their decisions right now. So where is Shiba Inu coin headed? I want to be very clear that nobody knows, but these technical analysts are doing their best to look at the technicals and make a determination. It says the latest Shiba Inu coin daily chart from TradingView shows the token attempting to establish a short-term base after a steep multi-week decline. Price recently bounced while heading to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension around 719 points per coin, a level that acted as an exhaustion point during the sell-off of October 10th. Now, the sell-off on October 10th, it really spiraled out of control for several reasons, one of which the United States announced 100% additional tariffs on China. Second of which, anytime you get a mass sell-off like that, it triggers a lot of stop losses, it triggers a lot of liquidations, and of course that exacerbates the problem. But also, we saw some news coming out about whether or not these treasury companies can be considered for indices in the stock market. And if that's the case, if they're not going to be able to be included in indices, that's going to be a very hard hit for cryptocurrency treasury companies. So there's a lot going on that October 10th timeframe that really caused a decline in the overall market. Now it says the rebound pushed Shiba Inu coin back up to test the 1 Fibonacci level at 840 points per coin, but the recovery remains shallow so far. It's got to hit that 880 point per coin level before really moving higher. So the current liquidation data over the 8-hour, 12-hour, and 24-hour windows, Shiba Inu coin recorded consistent net outflows, with outflows exceeding inflows by 269,000, 405,000, and 18,000 respectively. The negative readings paired with the steep net change percentages highlight sustained selling pressure and a reduction in leveraged long exposure. This suggests that traders are remaining defensive, likely responding to Shiba Inu coin's recent price weakness and overall bearish technical structure. Guys, true. You can look at the technicals all day long, and yes, over the last year, Shiba Inu coin has had a very, very difficult price action on it. But right now, what is dictating the market, what is dictating prices, what is dictating decisions is the fear. The same way that we get into a level of extreme fear, people will literally buy anything and they'll just throw their money at it. Right now, they are willing to sell everything. You know, they're willing to sell their Bitcoin at $86,000, thinking it's cheap and it's going to zero because fear, this clouded judgment, is making people do irrational things. So once we get over this emotion, once a bottom is set in, we should see prices rise again. So I choose to accumulate. One of the places that I'm buying is the KCEX exchange. Guys, got a link for this down in the description below if you want to check it out. And just know that this is not a recommendation to use this platform, but I have chosen to use it because, of course, the fees, 0% maker, 0% taker fees. One of the best selections of crypto in the United States. And, of course, you can trade on up to 125x leverage if you want. Now, just because I trade somewhere does not mean that you guys should trade somewhere. Understand that before making your own decisions and all of that. And one of the tokens that I am most excited about launching here soon is Best Wallet. You guys got a link for this down there as well if you want to check it out. 1 day and 20 hours until this ICO is over. $17.5 million raised. And from what I hear, a lot of centralized exchanges will be picking this one up. Let me know what you guys are buying down in the comments below. And until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.